a total of over $1 billion, y'all. Yep, this is what the NBA could lose by completely ending the season. And in this video, I'll explain why this is and some of the major effects that this major loss in money would have on the league. But before I do, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I drop quality basketball content twice a week. We're nearing our first 100 subs. Appreciate that. And I got a lot in store for this channel, y'all, for real. But now you may be wondering why I'm even making this video, as if the NBA hasn't already established a whole plan to restart the season with a timeline and everything, with the actual return to play currently as July 31st. Well, this is true, but with a couple players already opting out of a return, such as Avery Bradley, a notable part of the Lakers, and with several players catching the virus recently, including the Joker, Jokic, whatever you want to call him, Buddy Hield, and others, it would be entirely blind optimism to assume that the NBA would not or could not backtrack their decision to return if the risk outweighs the reward. Now, of course, hopefully this doesn't occur and hopefully the season remains to stay. I mean, the league has taken some serious precautions, the smart rings for players and regulations regarding the Orlando bubble. But in the case that the season were to be officially canceled, and let's just say that financial impact would be pretty hideous, y'all. It's ugly. And according to 538.com, my source, which I'm gonna link in the description, about 21% of the NBA season had not been played at the time of its suspension. And within this 21%, the amount of money lost from just ticket sales, including tickets which need to be refunded, equates to $350 to $450 million lost off of unfinished regular season games alone. And in terms of other sources of revenue at the NBA that are non-ticket related, such as fan gear, concessions, parking, this 21% unfinished equates to a loss of $100 to $200 million. And when you add in money to be lost from the absence of a postseason, I don't have the specific totals from each, but it pushes the loss in revenue to well over $1 billion, y'all. So yeah, it would be a loss of a lot of money, but enough of this, how this total came to be, because the effects of this loss on the players, television contracts, arena employees, other facets of the NBA, it's just endless. So first off, y'all, when it comes to the players' salaries, the NBA's collective bargaining agreement includes a clause where players' pay is to be reduced if games cannot be played. This reduction is about 1%, 1.08% to be exact, of a player's salary for each game they must miss due to instances like this current pandemic. And it hasn't come to this point yet, but if the season were to be ended, it would definitely be a very real possibility. Next, in terms of television contracts, such as the 9-year, $24 billion one the league has with ESPN and Turner Sports, along with local networks, which also have some contracts covering over $100 million. Under the policy of force majeure, TV networks could partially get out of these commitments if the supposed product, being the NBA, can no longer be streamed because games are not being played. Moving on to arena labor workers and employees, millions of dollars are lost as these workers cannot provide the services of security, cleaning, preparing food, and others, so they have no real source of income for work in these times. Now, for other facets of the NBA affected by this, the salary cap would be much lower than years past, when instead it's supposed to be higher, because each year the league bases its salary cap off the projected income to be made off the upcoming season. So yeah, y'all can just tell, like, I'm not even done yet. Y'all can just see the effects of this would just be endless. And obviously, I would say NBA players are thinking about this, but not too many have been vocal. And even Jared Dudley went to Twitter about a month ago, basically saying that players, and I would say even fans, don't get that canceling the season would greatly affect the next season and the finances of this season, as revenue off of TV, tickets, stuff I already stated before. Austin Rivers also spoke about this after Kyrie's push to end the season to focus on the much needed BLM movement. And I'm not going to read all this, but he basically said most of the league has made nowhere near what Kyrie has made off being an NBA player, which is facts, and that many of them are in need of these paychecks and want to play to earn money, which could also help them financially support the BLM movement. And to be honest, I agree with this 100%, and overall, I really do hope the NBA still returns in light of the recent setbacks. Because as wrong as it sounds to say what I'm about to say, I mean, don't cancel me, I only got 80 subs. The business side of this is just as important, just nearly as important as the moral side of it. I mean, it's just the reality of the situation. The effects of canceling the season are just tough, especially as the timeline for the return makes progression July 1st. Required individual workouts begin July 7th. Teams will make their way into Florida July 9th through 29th. Training camp begins, and team scrimmages will occur, and finally July 30th/31st actual play will begin. Anyway, that's it for me. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure to comment whether or not you truly believe the season should return. Like the video up, sub if new. Like I said, I drop quality basketball content twice a week, and I'm out.